So what I liked about my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, because I'm single now. What I liked about my girlfriend, she was very sweet. I'd say like 95% of the time she was very sweet. She would do things like make sure I had lunch for work, which I thought that was very sweet. Um, she was a good mom. She was always looking out for her children. She wasn't all a bad person at all. I mean, she wasn't a bad person at all. Who's a good person, right? Everybody makes mistakes in life. Um, what else? What else can I think, positive? She was a good listener. She was a good talker. She was always available if I wanted to talk. Um, what else? I felt like she was a good partner for the most part. We stuck together and worked through issues together. I think that's how we lasted as long as we did. We lasted about 8 months, and that's because we kind of took a partner approach to things and worked through issues together. Recently decided to break up for the kids' sake. We do not want to fight in front of the kids. So we decided to break up, even though we really didn't want to. We didn't want to give up our fun times. We didn't want to give up our fun times, but we needed to give all that up for the kids' sake so that they wouldn't have to be subjected to the fighting. Um, I get moody myself. I get set off easy, so I have to be away from stresses, and dealing with someone that gets upset pretty easily, it sets me off. And so it was just a recipe for disaster, trying to stay together with the kids, things like that. So we broke up for the kids, but you know, she wasn't an all bad person. I don't want anyone to think I'm saying she was an all bad person, because she wasn't. She had a lot of good sides to her. Um, she always made sure that I had something to eat that day. You know, she always, was appreciative. She always tried to pitch in. She always tried to help you out. Buy you things like that. Try to pay you back for things. If you got her something, she'd want to get you something later down the road. Um, you know, the fact that she wanted to spend a lot of time, I really appreciated that. This girl wanted to spend a lot of time together. That was a pro. She was always available to me, so anytime I went over, she was always willing to hang out, always willing to have fun. They like to spend time with you. These type of women, they like to spend time, watch movies, watch TV. So it wasn't an all bad relationship. I don't want anyone out there to think that I'm bashing on her at all. More or less, I just study borderline, so I talk about borderline a lot, and I use some of my previous relationships as examples. No, I'm not throwing her name out like she did to me on Facebook. But these women aren't all bad, guys. They're not all bad. I think that for the most part, I'd say me and her relationship was about 98% positive. No, I don't hate her family. Yes, I get angry sometimes because they never look at things from my point of view. They always just look at it from her point of view. So that's why I get frustrated with the family, because they don't take her mental illnesses into consideration. They just get mad. But there was all kinds of other things too, guys. She's always willing to reach out and talk. If I needed to get a hold of her online, I could get a hold of her online on phone calls. She was always being super sweet while I was at work, texting me, sending me kissy kissies on the text, very sweet. So girls like my ex-girlfriend, they have pros. It's not all bad. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this update. And till next time, Steve-O signing out.